Okay, so I'm watching this podcast and it's making me think and realize like this is what the difference is between a pro and like a video game person noob is. Like, 'cause I'm watching these people and they know the context very well. Right? They know the details, they know the names, they have all the information, they're very informed, they're educated on the matter, right? But they're not intelligent. That's the problem. They're very educated, but they're stupid. Destiny and this guy, they're both very fucking dumb, right? But they're educated. Okay, and this is the problem that I have with a lot of the video gaming world is because there's a lot of people that are very educated or they play a lot, but that doesn't make them the best. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. That's why America was the way it was before. Like the military, for example, where it's about how much you can lift, how much you can, how fast you can drive a car, and that stupid basic animalistic bullshit. It's like animals comparing horns. That's what this is, right? But that go live in the forest, go live in the jungle. You need intelligence. They're not intelligent, right? Like I'm sitting here listening to this shit, and they're talking, and basically I could pick apart all of the shit they're talking about and basically throw it off to well, it's for Tim Pool rather. I don't know about Destiny. Destiny seems to be holding his own, but he seems educated as well. He's trying to keep Tim Pool on track, but he's failing. And I'm seeing all of the bullshit. I'm like, why are you trying to manipulate the data, bro? Like it's already been out. Like, this is stupid. And like he concludes he's biased, and he's fighting like a woman, according to Bill Burr, where it's like when they're right, they stay on point, which is what he's doing now at this point. Whole beginning of this whole podcast, he was wrong. So he's like, okay, let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about this. And he doesn't want to get into the part where he's wrong. He only wants to get into the part where he's right. And then he uses that as the basis of the whole debate and the whole discussion. I'm pretty sure this is going to end with Tim Pool saying that, and that's my point. And that's why we're going to end it here. We're stop it here because I won this part of the debate, so I'm going to stop it here. But the whole, 25 minutes before, Destiny was winning. Like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? No, what the fuck? And again, on top of that, my further point is that he's trying to manipulate it. He's trying to just he keeps turning it around. Like, oh well, Trump did this. Well, then Obama did that. Oh well, this happened, but this person did this, did that. And left and right, left and right, right and left, right and left. Okay, now the part where it compares to what's it called video games, and basically in video games like StarCraft 2, for example, there's people that play a lot, right? And they're able to do what they're doing because they play a lot. But when it comes to like thinking outside the box, they fail. And that's what's going on here. Like they understand the game, StarCraft 2, very well, and they can play the game, play in a high level game. But when you bring in the masters of the game that actually like they live and breathe this shit, these guys get fucking shit on. That's the difference. Like me, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad." I am bad at these games. Yes, because I'm getting older, right? And I'm not playing them as much as I used to when I was a kid, right? But on top of that, the games are getting more and more dense and dull because the freedom of creativity is no longer there. You got to play a specific way, or you can't play the game at all, and it's becoming a speed run. Basically, it's just, and again, that's kind of what Destiny understands. That's what Tim Pool understands. This is the conflict of the left and the right. You know what I'm saying? But they're both idiots. Again, they're very good idiots, but they're very smart as far as education goes. But as far as intelligence goes, they fucking suck. They can't create new content. They can't expand or explore. Following them is cancer. This is going to end poorly, right? Except for the people that are manipulating people. They benefit very well. Like Tim Pool's winning because everyone's giving him all of their money, but they're all suffering as a result. Whereas with me, everyone would be Tim Pool. Everybody would be Tim Pool. You know what I'm saying? And maybe not all of humanity, because not everyone wants to be Tim Pool, but the people that want to be Tim Pool would be Tim Pool. As an example, but there's only going to be one Tim Pool according to the Tim Pool path because I'm the shit, I'm the leader, I'm the best. Whereas me, I share it with everybody. The problem is everyone wants to act like Tim Pool, where it's like, okay, now it's my podcast, and and they want to fight for leadership. Where it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up and coexist, right? So anyways, so again, like I'm listening to these guys and I'm following them, right? I'm not talking about anything groundbreaking or amazing. Okay, all they're doing is reciting facts or opinions or discussions or statements made or whatever, right? That's all they're doing is reciting shit that already happened, but they're putting it through their perspective instead of doing it intellectually, right? This is why the guy created the atom bomb because he had no bias one way or the other. He was just trying to figure out a way to do this to make energy. And he's like, oh shit, I am the creator of death or some shit. I forgot what this quote was. Like I fucked humanity. Basically, that's what he was saying. Like I fucked humanity because I wasn't thinking, right? And that's what he was thinking, but he wasn't thinking of how these kind of animals, these like Tim Pool people, are going to use that against you. They're going to manipulate and extort and take advantage of people based off the knowledge, right? America did great because everyone was actually a scientist back in the day, right? And of course, we had people like Tim Pool, but they worked under people, not above them. And that's where America fucked up, is because now we have Tim Pool leading the way, whereas his crew should be the ones above him. He's good at what he's doing, don't get me wrong, but he shouldn't be making decisions. And again, that's why I said he's not intelligent. He's very educated, right? But that doesn't mean he's going to lead us into the future, because he can't. He will stick here. Now, that's why look behind him. That's why he has a guitar. He has the sword here and the old muzzle gun, whatever, because he's stuck in the past. He can't go anywhere else. He even looks like people from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He's not up to he's not up to date. And if you look at kids, like they're very intelligent kids. That's why they like have pink hair and blue hair, and they're wearing all kinds of like weird, freaky ass fucking clothes, because they're moving forward. They're too liberal. They're moving too fast, and there's no foundation anymore. And that's the problem there. The foundation is broken, which allows these fucking douchebags to step up. And that's why it's the balance of the two. That's where you get the left and the right, because there's one that's progress and there's one that's like stability, right? And if you allow stability to move forward too much, people become slaves. And if you allow progress too much, you topple the tower, right? So you need a balance. That's the whole life is balance related. And again, these guys suck at their job. Only I can lead the way. Like, look what I just said. Look what I just told you. Look what I just mentioned to you. That's my intelligence. Do you understand? That's me being knowledgeable, informed, and able to talk to you about this shit, because I'm intelligent. I'm not very educated. When it comes to intelligence and leaderships, I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I don't get caught up like that one guy that created the atom bomb or the nuclear bomb or whatever. I won't get caught up in that shit. I won't use it for evil. And even if it like there's a like us like I can explain, I won't go too far. Basically, I will never go too far with something, because I'll realize no, because this can be taken advantage of, right? And this is why it seems slow to a lot of people, because I hamper my I have Congress in my own head. That's why the government works slow, right? That's why the law system works slow, right? And that's why when the Republicans do shit, it goes quick, because they're not checking and balances, whatever. They're trying to exploit and take advantage of the system. That's why they rush through shit and have it in the middle of the night. Whereas me, I'd have it in the middle of the day. Let's all fucking vote, and 99% of the community would be like, yeah, we're for it, because that's what I thought. That's why I'm so good at the fucking job. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. And again, the video games is the same thing. The problem is the video games are very dead. There's no balance. There's no creativity anymore. It's just you play these specific five. It's like the internet. All you're doing is driving down a path, right? Not the internet, but the way the internet works, like the light or the data being sent through the cords. Like all you can do is go through those cords. There's no stepping out of those cords. There's no going out of bounds. There's no randomness. You know what I'm saying? It's all just straight from the source to the computer. That's it. How you get there is just, I'm gonna take this left turn a little steep. I'm gonna take this left turn a little wider. That's your freedom. But you're still on a course. You're on a rat race. That's all it is. It's a rat race. Whereas me, I'm not participating in a rat race. I'm actually very creative, very intelligent, and I'll make a ramp in the middle of the rat race and start jumping over the walls. Right? That's the thing. That's how I am. That's intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And that example is a bad one, because it's very fundamental. It's very simple, basic, easy. Again, that's why they do it, because that's why, like, most sports are very basic and simple, right? Like even chess is very basic and simple. There's only like whatever pieces, they have specific moves, and it's complex in the game. But the thing is, it's only that. Chess is only that. There's no outside options. There's nothing beyond that. There's no one that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, but again, I'm understanding it, and because like me personally, the people I'm around aren't very smart. They're pretty dumb, right? And that's why I can't talk with people like Destiny and Tim Pool, because they're surrounded by people that are actually like, smart and intelligent, but they're rich, spoiled douchebags, and they lead the way because they have all the money, right? Whereas if I had that, I have intelligence. They don't. They're educated because they have money, right? And my point is, the people around me are very dumb, and the things that they do with the money that they have, they get themselves stuck more. I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna buy a car. I'm stuck paying for these things to the rest of my for the rest of my life till the day I die. I'm never gonna amount to anything else, right? I'm never gonna have an income of $1 million a year because I grinded myself into the dirt. Because I got a house, I got a wife, I have kids. I can't. My life is over. You know. And again, me, I may never have kids because my life goes forward. You know what I'm saying? And who knows? Maybe when I'm 50 years old, I'm gonna be so fucking well off. I'm just get 10 girls that I really like that look attractive and knock them all up. I get one scientist, want to knock her up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just randomly throwing shit out there. Like that's again, I'm intelligent, I'm creative. I'm not knowledgeable per se, but I see what's going on. Is my point. And again, Tim Pool's a dumbass, and Destiny's doing okay, but like he's not doing good enough, right? He's not calling Tim Pool out. He's not holding his argument down. Like as far as education versus education, they're basically Destiny's still winning, but barely. Whereas if I was involved in that, I'd be like, dude, Tim, shut the fuck up. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I'd stop him right then and there. Oh no, let me make my point. Like, no, you're trying to change the point. I'm not gonna allow you to make another point that's away from this one, because that's what he's doing. They're talking about Trump doing this. Well, but Obama did that. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. We're not talking about Obama. We're talking about Trump here. It's a whole different thing. Like, and so again, Destiny's doing pretty good when it comes to this, but it can be better. He's not calling people out on it, right? That's what not Trump, sorry. That's what Bernie Sanders does. He's not calling people out on it. He's just like focused on his march, you know. And they're intelligent. Don't get me wrong, but like they're not doing good enough. So they're focusing more on their intelligence, education. So that's the problem. I said intelligence before. They're educated, but they're focused on their education. They're not focused on intelligence. It's not. They're not trying to find a new way or a new answer or a solution. They're just talking about like, oh, well, he said this. No, he said this. Well, he said this. No. Well, according to him, he said this. You know what I'm saying? That's all they're doing. There's nothing much going on here, right? And then when Tim Pool gets called out by Destiny, he changes the subject. So, and again, in video games, it's the same thing. Where it's like if you can't win unless you know the shit in and out. Unless you're playing 10 hours a day, you can't win. It's a speed run this day and age. That's what video games are, is a speed run. Like me personally, I like PlayStation All Stars because there is no set path. You can jump here, you can jump here, you can fall here, you can fall there. There's walls and what's it called? There's certain limitations, but you have the freedom of creativity to do whatever the hell you want in the match. You can jump and hide, or you can run and engage. You can jump up, you can jump down. You can have a partner do this. You can mix it up. Whereas they don't. Like they're not. There's no intelligence beyond this anymore. That's why I did so well in Smash Brothers and whatnot, because I was very creative. I was very, very creative. I was very intelligent. I would recognize, okay, you play it this way, so I'm gonna go invent a way to beat that. And so I beat that, and that's what I do. Right. And again, that's what I'm telling you. Like between Destiny and Tim Pool, I would shit on all of them. Right? They're faster than me. They're more intelligent. I'm sorry. They're more knowledgeable. They're more educated and whatnot. But when it comes to actual intelligence, they can't do it. And I'm watching this debate, and it's really stupid. It's like, and that's the thing. Like the things they're talking about, like their names. Like there's an example. They talk about Khashoggi, just random names, right? They know what they're talking about because they're educated. Whereas me, I'm like, I have no idea who Khashoggi is. I have no idea who this is. I have no idea who this is. I have no idea who this is. And like, well, you're dumb. It's like, no, I'm not intelligent. I'm not educated like you. Keep fucking doing it. I'm not educated like you. The only reason you know is because you know. Whereas I'm not surrounded by this shit all day, talking about it all day. It's like calling me stupid because I don't know Spanish, basically, right? Whereas I know a little bit because I am surrounded by it a little bit, and I try to talk it a little bit, trying to put it out there a little bit, but it's not drowning me. Like language in general, it's not drowning me, right? Like a lot of people, they're more sexually active than anything, and that's why they're dumbasses, but they fuck really well, and they're blown out sluts like by the time they're 20 years old, because that's all they can do is have sex. But then no one wants them at 30 because they're too old and they're stupid. Like, you don't have no future. Right? Why would I want to grow? They can only do a FedEx job, right? It's just as an example. And if you had a hard life, that's completely different. You have the opportunity and you choose to just fuck around all day. That's on you, you know. And that's kind of what it is. That's the way that we live it. Like you're not trying to push, you're not trying to expand. Like look at me, right? I stay single. I'm trying to focus and educate myself and become knowledgeable. But I'm starving here because there's no one around me that is. Everyone else is just fucking around all day. They're ruining their life. They're not stepping up to do anything any more than they are. They're stuck on life already, right? Like they're basically a married couple and have kids and whatnot. Like they're not expanding anymore. They're not going to college. They're learning something. They're not going to Congress trying to figure out solutions to world problems, right? To create world peace. They're not doing that. They're just fucking randomly just, oh well, 2 + 2 is 4, and if you jump, you go in the air. And it's like, yeah, I know it's called education. Like it's very basic, simple shit, of course. But this example, you understand that, you know that because it's pretty common sense education, right? But you don't need intelligence to know that. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, it's just like the gaming world. It's just like this political world right here. Like they're not very good. Like they're not catching me off guard. They're not like I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. But it's just facts. All they're doing is just spitting facts. It's not an actual debate. They're not actually doing anything. Like, this whole thing is stupid and pointless to me. And that's why I don't involve myself with it. 'Cause I'm like, this is stupid. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, you're dumb, right? And again, the whole point is I'm not surrounded by people that are making this discussion. They're talking about the stuff. They're in the subject matter. Basically, again, just like Spanish. I'm not surrounded by Spanish speakers, so I'm not speaking it very often. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't need to, so I don't bring it up very much. And that's where I can't keep up with them because they're saying all these names. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. But what I can tell you is this whole point about all these douchebags you're talking about, you're wrong. You're stupid. This has nothing to do with anything because of this other reason that you didn't fucking touch because you're a dumbass. So I gotta go. I gotta go. 15. God damn. Okay, bye.